You might have noticed I haven't been uploading videos lately. Some of that is because there have been a lot of delays with products due to events. It's out of my control. But also, if you've watched this series, you'll know I've put in a lot of work to build my mindset. For the first time in 15 years, I broke. I was on the verge of tears every day. I want to put this into perspective. I haven't cried from being in pain like that in over a decade. All that time, I wasn't even hiding it. I had just fortified my mindset so well that I never felt the need to cry. I was totally in control. Now, there's a stigma around men crying, but think of it like this. You can cry from all kinds of emotions. From being too happy, getting too angry, getting too sad, laughing too hard, feeling too lonely, feeling too excited, or even getting too stressed. They're all different, right? But what's the common theme in all of those? I use the word too for all of them. Why? Because that's when we cry, when the emotion becomes too much. But we don't judge men for crying from happiness or laughter. Instinctively, we love that. What we don't love is when they cry from pain. We don't like when anyone cries from pain, of course, but it seems especially bad when men cry. Why? Because men are expected to be in control. If they cry, it means they're overwhelmed, which means they're most likely not in control. So every time you see someone crying, think, oh, they're overwhelmed by something. And it should make a lot more sense. Crying is from being overwhelmed. Now, if someone who had built their mind in the right ways for that long finally broke, that's a big deal if you ask me. My foundation finally collapsed under the weight of the world. I didn't see it coming. I went back to depression, and I got sick from it. Physically sick. I've been sick for weeks, and I had no idea how I was going to get out of that one. All my usual tricks weren't working. Nothing I knew could change how I felt. Foundation is so important. What you build yourself and your life on, just think of it like a real building. If you don't set a proper foundation, it doesn't matter how big or beautiful you build it, it's going to fall at some point. It's like building on mud instead of concrete. My foundation was extremely strong. Still not perfect, but strong. And I collapsed. But it wasn't like last time. Because even though I felt absolutely terrible, even though I had lost all hope for the future, even though I'd given up on my dreams, even though I didn't believe in anything anymore, even though the things I loved no longer meant anything to me, I stayed on the path. My heart was totally gone, but my actions were the same as they have been for the past 15 years. Every day, I ate the right foods. I exercised when I could. I cleaned the house and did the work I needed to. I treated people well. I didn't turn to alcohol or drugs. I didn't throw away any money. I didn't break anything. I didn't hurt myself at all. If you had seen me, you wouldn't know anything was wrong. Unless I told you, you wouldn't know just how bad I was feeling. Was I hiding it? No. Was I suppressing it? No. I would say both of those things are unhealthy. What was I doing? I was separating my mind from the physical world while it recovered. I knew it was going to take time to rebuild myself inside. I knew I needed time to figure things out, and I relied on my training to keep me doing the right things. That's the importance of training. Everything you think, everything you do, it defines you. I would never harm myself because every day I appreciate just how amazing the human body is. I appreciate what my life is, even when it feels terrible. I could never do damage to any of it, especially if it was permanent, for something that's temporary. Trillions of cells all doing their job just to give me a chance to live. My fingers, my hands, my arms. I can pick things up and play games. My legs, I can walk and run and jump, move around. My eyes, I can actually see the world around me. Colors, objects, things. My ears, I can hear everything. I can hear music. My heart, continuing its beat, keeping everything alive. My whole body, it's not perfect, it never will be, but it's so amazing for what it is. This is how I think. This is how I feel. This is what I believe. This is how I train. Even when I'm depressed, I'm okay. I'm actually better than okay. I'm living as I should, taking care of everything, doing what I need to do. That's training. That's how important training is. Because even at your worst, you still need to be your best. This is an extreme example, but extreme examples are often the best way to get a point across. Yeah, it felt like the world was against me. Yeah, it felt like nothing mattered anymore. Yeah, it felt like I was a complete failure. Yeah, it felt like everything I believed seemed like a lie. But I'm still here. I'm still living to the best of my abilities. I'm still doing everything I know is right. Yeah, I can be broken, but I can never be destroyed. Until I die, I will always find a way to come back. I will stop the bleeding while the wound is fresh, and then repair the damage. That's how well I've trained my brain. That's how I know this training is right. Enjoy peace but prepare for war. You need to be able to do the right things even when your life is at its worst. The same is true for sport and gaming. Even if it seems you can't aim, even if it seems everyone is hating on you, even if it seems you just can't get a win, you have to keep on doing the right things. Keep your emotions in check. Stay focused on the task at hand. Do what you need to do. And I'll tell you something now. The bigger the emotion, the bigger the chance for change. The bigger the chance to define yourself. That's why champions are made in the finals of sports. If they can continue to rely on their training, keep their poise even in the most stressful moments of their careers, even when the pressure is unbearable, if they can keep doing what's right, while others will break down, that's the champion spirit. If you really want to get good, if you want to go pro, if you want to be your best, embrace those moments. Live for those moments. Every time the pressure is on, every time the odds are stacked against you, be your best. Because at that point, it's not even about winning or losing. It's about you doing what's right no matter what. That's when it's the hardest. That's when it's the biggest test. That's when you can really prove yourself. That's when you can define who you are, not just for this match or championship game. You can define yourself for the rest of your life. Be that champion, even in defeat. Be your best, even at your worst. No matter what happens, don't forget your path. And as always, find a way. I didn't make this video for sympathy. I don't need it. I made it to let you know that even people who never seem to break can still crumble. I'm still in a weak state. I'm still sick. I'm still recovering. But I'm okay. I'm just rebuilding. And you can too. Good luck.